Hey everybody, how you doing? Yeah, go ahead and get started. A little bit behind schedule and a little bit under prepared, but that's alright. Trying to get things situated. It's been been a week. Ends up actually this week that I had my automobile stolen, so that's fun. Fortunately, we got it recovered in short time. They didn't have it for very long, and that's primarily because they wrecked it. So, stole it for a joyride, wrecked it, and now I have it, and we're trying to figure out whether it is salvageable or not. Whether it's going to be write-off. Front-end collision, so you never really know. And it depends on how everything goes. So, yeah, hopefully you're having a better week than I am, because it has not been a great week so far. It hasn't been a great year, honestly. Great month or great year. But we'll get there. We only got what, less than a month? Yeah. 3 weeks, three and a half weeks left in the year, so 2024, better year. Let's pray. So yeah, let's pick up on where we are from last time. So last time we did not have a lot of action. We mainly did some talking and then did a level up. So let's talk about what actually happened. So we finally got an opportunity to question Ott. We need to know whether Ott knew about Leah's connection or not. We found out she did not. Nor did she know who Arias was. Or at least we didn't have a good read on that. We know that Ott knew Harold directly. And for him, she was delivering messages, she was scouting people in places. But she did not guide people, at least we think. We definitely failed that insight check. So we think she was kind of a more of an observer than sort of a direct contact for Harold. We checked our book. Harold did not have anything particularly insightful to say about the whole situation. We also wanted to learn some more about the discredited research and who's targeting them. We know that Ott knows who these people are, and so do we. There's some sort of corruption within the Riverside Conservatory. And we do know of one of the other discredited researchers on our team, Fargrim, who we think is implicated as well. We're not sure. The last known location, at least from Ott, for Fargrim is Carjuntan. So there's a high likelihood we're going to be heading back to Carjuntan this episode. Other things that happened during the episode, we ended up rolling sort of a random occurrence. That's that a disguised bodyguard for the noble that we had just killed in the previous episode grabbed Leah's spellbook and tried to escape with it, but we ended up subduing them and taking care of them. We also intercepted a missive to Norcruth from, as far as we can tell, the Ghast. In addition, so we have that also that we can take a look at. We also decoded, or rather, Omer finally decoded Harold's cipher, which, as far as we know, was addressed to the Mint, which we're pretty sure is a code name. We don't know who this is. We asked around, we don't know. At least in the people that we have right now. But we also did find out that Slaver's Affliction is tied to one of Fargrim's connections. And that there was some sort of plan to infect the city, the public of Carjuntan. So I do have some session goals for us. One thing is Naida to give us directions to a potential safe lair for Rimefire. Travel back to Carjuntan. And with that comes convincing Ott to come with us, which I think will be, you know, unfortunately Omer and Del don't provide much in the way of sort of combat support. So being able to have another character that can, you know, step into combat with us and be very competent would be nice. And we need to determine what to do with some of our NPCs, because we have kind of a bevy of them right now, right? We have Omer, and Aeolus, and Delg, and Rimefire, so we kind of need to get rid of some of our NPCs at this point. Figure out who's going to stay with us and who we're going to get rid of. Obviously, once we get into Carjuntan, we're going to pick up Fargrim's Trail. I'm just going to actually move this from where it is to actually under the Carjuntan thing. It's really a subhead under Carjuntan. And also to pick up any leads we can about the Mint. And any information we can get about the Slaver's Affliction plot. To infect the city of Carjuntan. And then kind of sub under that is try and find Norkruth. We know that he was also involved or had a very sort of he had not necessarily a part but a staked interest in solving the Slaver's Affliction because as being a slaver himself. And so if we find him, we can also hand him the missive and maybe find out some more information about that. But that's sort of where we are right now, so we need to kind of figure out what we want to do. So I have not, like I said, I'm a little bit behind, so I haven't opened up any of the character sheets, so let me do that real fast. That is an old character sheet. That is Leah's old character sheet. And then we got Delg. Got Naida. Probably don't need to open Naida. Don't suspect she'll be coming with us. So Delg, Omer, and Ott, at least for right now. We haven't made one for Aeolus yet, and I don't think as a sort of a graduate student, which is the way he sort of entered this, that it makes sense to make one for him. Of course, if you guys want to stat up Aeolus, so we can definitely do that, but I just don't think that that's going to be particularly useful for our aims, what we're trying to do here. Come on. Sorry, just moving this stuff around, getting everything set up so we can take a look at it. Alright, let me go ahead and throw you guys over to what I'm looking at. There we go. Alright, so yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. So looking at our map, I haven't done this yet. So let's go ahead and what I'm trying to do. And turn dark theme on. There we go. Alright, so here's sort of where we are right now. We're at Naida's cave, right? And so I think we have that information about a potential area for Rimefire, and I feel like it would be silly not to take care of that right now. Oop, that definitely shouldn't be out there. Hold on. This guy hanging out over here. We're just going to take care of that real quick. I don't think we need that. So there's a part of me that thinks like Rimefire has been pretty clutch, and I feel like Leah would be interested in finding him a spot to sort of settle down, at least for now. It would also be nice to have somebody sort of in the region that we could potentially depend on if we need to come back. Somebody who's sort of outside Carjuntan, which would be nice. So I am leading this way, but I'm going to leave this up to Leah. Is Leah also leading this way? I'm going to give her, because it's, of course, I'm the player, and it is my want. I'm going to give her a +3 on this. Okay, yeah. Alright, so we're going to ask Naida for if she has... Well, we know she has information. We just need to know where particularly she knows of a potential place where we can kind of dump off Rimefire. honestly, at this point. And I mean, we have 6 different directions because we're working with a hex map, so let's go ahead and do that. 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's someplace to the west of us. So then a hill, and then we don't know what's west of Covington. Probably a plain. Is it a plain? Yep. Alright. So, let's go ahead and put that down. Over here are some plains. And that, as far as we know, is, well, I guess I should ask. How far away is it? It's got to be relatively close for Naida to know about it. I can't expect it to be more than maybe 3 regional hexes away, or county hexes. That's what we're working with. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so Tim. We need to add some more. Oh, just so we have the full repertoire here. Alright, so Covington. So I'm just going to kind of assume that we're going to be doing a sort of direct scrubland here, because that's sort of how everything kind of goes in this region. And since we're making this sort of on the fly, well, I guess I should a plane. So let's actually roll for that. Oh, we rolled a 5, which is that Xeric's shrubland in general, so we're good there. So it's somewhere in this area over here on the left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, 18. Let's roll a d20. 15. And what's the spread on that? Oh, 4. Well, that's not great. Let's go ahead and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 4, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4. Oh, went too far, didn't I? Right. Say real quick. So that's sort of the box that we're working with. Alright, so something in this area should give us some sort of home for Rimefire. And I'll just go ahead and add that in here. So, given that Rimefire is a dragon, and Naida is aware of that, we're gonna guess that this is some sort of monster lair that kind of hangs out in the area. So I think we're heading west. I think that's what we're gonna take care of first. As much as I'd like to continue having Rimefire as an ally, because he's particularly useful, I don't think it makes sense to sort of drag him along. I don't think he would hang out with us any more than he already has. Because really, we're indebted to him to sort of give him a home, which is one of sort of like Omer's primary objectives at this point. One thing he's really interested in doing, and I think we, as somebody who studies in the same area as Omer, that we are also Not as tied to Rimefire as Omer is, but I feel like Leah also is like, yes, we'll absolutely help you find a home, and thank you for all your support, and it's been very instrumental in helping us get as far as we've gotten, so let's find that home for you. So I think it's time for us to do that before we go on any further. Especially because as far as we know, there's no sort of straight up sort of clock, ticking time bomb that we have as far as finding out the people who have discredited our research and are apparently after us. As far as we know, they're not on any sort of timeline, which means we're not on sort of any timeline. So I think it makes sense for us to move from here, keep going west, and see if we can find that home for Rimefire. Which means we'll probably have to clear out some sort of dungeon to do that. I'm hesitant to ask Naida about any sort of specific location, because I feel like we'll find that while we're exploring that sort of area in red. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm not going to actually ask her directly about what type of structure she had in mind. Let's just kind of do that. We've had a pretty good night's rest. Right. I don't think we've moved on from the day we were at, so we don't need to change the day. But we do need to redo this, because we haven't done this. Alright. So let's get a roll for Leah. That's pretty good. +2, so 16. Not bad. Alright, and let's go ahead and move to where we want to be. That's here. We know the regular trout's there, so there shouldn't be anything that find out. Is there any reason we want to stop in the regular trout? Yeah, I think so. I think it's worth stopping the regular trout, and I'll go ahead and spend the 1d4 now. To stop in there and give them a little... Oh, that's unfortunate. Max. Alright. Give an idea, if they can give us any ideas about sort of the lead that Naida has given us. So, obviously, I haven't, as a player, taken in what exactly she was after, but I feel like Leah has. And so trying to get some sort of confirmation from the patrons of the regular trout as to whether they know or understand sort of the area that Naida was telling us about. That's not a great roll. That's not a great roll at all. I feel like, I guess it was just a straight up insight check, which is not good for her. Yeah, no, we failed that, so we did not get any useful information despite spending some time there. Well, I mean, technically it should give her advantage. That didn't help any, so. Alright. We asked them, but they're dumb sort of yokels, so they don't give us any particularly interesting information. Alright, we're moving on to a new location. And I really should do this for all of them while I'm at it. Before I would actually make this a desert tile. And really should do it for the other places around trout. You know, we haven't been doing that, so actually I'm not going to do that. Like, oh yeah, if you move ahead, you're going to move into some rough terrain. Alright, well, we're here. Do we come across any sort of POI? 15. No. Alright. I guess we move on, right? We're gonna move on. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. We're sort of dry forest here. Which means it's about 50% forest, 50% plains. We come across any sort of POI here. And also I need to roll my thing. No on the POI. Another max on the hex crawl operations. That's not great. I'm gonna run out of daylight real fast doing it that way. Alright, and then we're gonna move on to sort of this next area. Okay, we're just heading west right now. Alright, so we move west. Let's go ahead and do our area first. 6. Okay, so plains. Come across some sort of POI? Nope. And I don't believe I've rolled up the D4. Let's do that. $13. So, ideally we only have one more move. Sorry, I'm looking down. Yeah, some of the solo RPG stuff that I have, because I'm rewriting sort of the hex crawl operations to make them a little bit easier to parse. I'm not finalized with them yet, but I'm going to go ahead and pull out what I have so far. We can use that today. And hopefully I'll get done with it soon, but we'll see. I'll also go ahead and take out the GM Oracle stuff. No problem. No problem at all. Alright, where were we? So we've done that, there was nothing there, we're going to continue moving on. Alright, well we know what the next spot has in it. You know that has a plains. Let's go ahead and get the D4 roll for it. 2. Alright, nothing big there. This brings us up to a 15, so we can get one more move in today for sure. But we didn't find anything. Alright, well we're going to keep heading west. So obviously we'll do the D4. 1. That puts us right at 16. That's right at our threshold, so we don't have to actually make a roll this turn, so we can maybe move one more hex. Is there anything in here that we know about? 10. So no. Let's see what type of terrain it is. 4 plains. Do we keep moving? I feel like we keep moving, right? Do we keep moving east or do we go southeast? I think it's either one way or the other. If we roll higher, we're going to divert south. Alright, so we're going to divert south. We're actually going to move to this square right here, or this hex. D4. Ooh, it's going to put us at 4. Alright, so probably not worth testing it at this point. Now that we're up to 20. Do we run across anything? Probably not. 7? No. Let's roll a 2d6. 7 more planes. So yeah, at this point we're just kind of moving through the plains. We're going to camp there, I think, for the evening. So let's get some supply rolls. We need a D8 for feed and a D8 for rations. So let's do the feed first. That's fine, and for the rations, also fine. Okay, so we're good on our supplies right now, which is good. Taking our mule along and working our way westward. Does anything happen overnight? No. Whew. Good. So, at this point, do we want to try to morale boost? I think so. We've got a good area we need to work through. So a morale boost would be helpful. Let's do a morale boost. So Leah, what is Leah gonna do? I'm looking at her character sheet. Is there something she can do to sort of help morale? Maybe use history to tell a story about the area? That seems good. So, +5. Alright, an 18, that's not bad. Yeah. So she succeeds, so we can get advantage on our next roll. So everybody's kind of happy with the story, everybody's kind of interested. You know, it's a good thing, everybody's in camp, everybody's happy. Kind of keeping that morale boost as we move on. Yeah, do we head west or northwest? West. Alright. So we're gonna move into this area right here. What's in here? Alright. 3. Alright, so this is... So our plains sort of give way to some rocky, sort of Mediterranean-style ground. We also spend 3. Which I have not actually rolled, have I? No, I have not. We need that con save. We have advantage now, which is good. So 21. Nice. That's why I do those little extras. Of course, if you fail, it's bad, but we succeeded, so everything's good. Did we come across any monsters of any type? No. Alright. Well, so we moved in here. It was pretty standard, so do we want 1, 2, or 3 as to where we move next? Because as far as we know, there's no point in trying to do one way or the other. So we're going to move west, directly west. Right, so that's a plains. Anything in there? No. One. Ooh, 1 and 6. Alright, 6 for our POI. Well, let me look real quick. Hmm. So there could be sort of a tiny holding. We're definitely in the... Oh, let me double check that. I think at this point we're definitely within the frontier region. Oop, not what I was trying to do. Oh, also our time has changed. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm thinking about it. Alright, so we go into the... So we're going to head west to find Rimefire a home based on Naida's intel. Alright, so we did come across some sort of monster lair. Right? No, hold on. No, we did not come across anything. Sorry, false alarm. Nothing here. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just roll d4. Which direction we kind of go, because we're just kind of spreading out at this point. 1. Alright. So we're going to head here to the southwest. Right, which is going to be another sort of craggy xeric shrubland. No problem. Right, that's what we expect. Do we come across any sort of monsters or anything? No. Do we come across any sort of POI? No. How much exertion do we do? 2. We're doing pretty well so far. At this point, I think it makes sense to just kind of scour around to see if we find anything, rather than stop every single hex to see if we find a lair. To instead just kind of go around the horn and see what we find. Alright, 1, 2, 3. 2. Alright, so we're going to move into this square right here, or this hex. What is this hex? 4. Now this actually ends up being a desert hex. Kind of stumble off into the desert. Is there anything in this desert? No. Do we come across anything interesting? No. And thankfully it doesn't take much exertion. So we're making pretty good time. I feel like we need to go to the southeast and fill out those squares, or those hexes, before we move on. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's, I think we're going to move to the southwest, and then we'll backtrack and come around. Go ahead and move to the southwest. One, nice. Don't find anything in those sort of things. Alright. So yeah, pretty straightforward. So we find a little one of those guys here. It takes us 1 point to do it. And we don't find anything interesting. Alright, so let's head back east and try to figure some of this stuff out. Alright, so we're going to head back east. So, 1 point of movement, pretty standard, nothing and nothing. 1 point of movement. Nothing and nothing, so we're still here. Alright, we're still gonna head east, so we're just gonna do this all again. Alright, 3 points. Plains. Oh, we actually found quite a bit. So we're going to come across some sort of... First, let's move. So the first thing is that we come across some sort of... There we go. Some sort of dressing for the wilderness, which we are in... plains. So let's look at some plains. Dressing in then roller 20. We've got all this guy's stuff. So we want to save this one, so we're gonna roll another one. 9. Oh, there's a river here. Okay. Cool. From what hex to what hex? 3 to 6. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna move 2, 3, so. So, that's what sort of we know right now. Hold on, let me go back. That's sort of what we know right now. So it kind of starts in this hex and it goes across. And we do know that there is a settlement here. So we did roll a 1. Well, technically a 1 means that we need to roll a d12. Right? Or another d20. Technically we're not. Technically we're not in the Heartlands. So a 7. Yeah, some sort of meeting place. What kind of meeting place? A 5. Yep. I was looking at Haven Crossing meeting place. 5. Sanctuary or free space? Yeah, let's roll again. Alright, some sort of meeting space. Alright, so this is some sort of functional space for something. Go ahead and do that. And we're going to use this icon down here. And then we're going to go ahead and add to the hex. Make a note. What we need to know is we're sort of going through this hex and kind of looking at things. Is there anybody actually at the meeting place? I think that's pretty... I'd say -3. Unlikely. Yep, but there is. There's somebody at the meeting place. Who do we think is at the meeting place? I think the easiest way to do that is to do a... We're in the frontier now, so let's do 2d6 rolls. That'll help us. A 1 and a 2. Alright, so some sort of artificial thing, so some sort of humanoid or humanoid adjacent thing, and some sort of natural thing. a good way to use our control 2d20. It'll be easier. And I put down my stuff about the solo RPG stuff, and I'll put it back here. That's all. Alright, here we go. Quick notes on this. Alright, so some sort of constructs talking with some sort of monstrosity. Interesting. Yeah. Some sort of constructs talking with some sort of monstrosity. What could that be? I guess the real question is, do we want to get involved here? So constructs meeting with monstrosities. I feel like this is the sort of thing we want to probably sneak around. I don't think it's going to be super helpful for us. Let's go ahead and try a little sneaky sneak for the party. 13's pretty good. So 13, 14. Alright, maybe. Hey, that's exactly the DC we needed. Great job. So we see that. We're not going to really integrate with that so far because we don't feel like that's going to help us reach our end goal that we're trying to do. So we're just going to try to move on from that. I think we're going to head east and see what's in that square, because we're looking for a monster lair. Primarily what we're looking for, some sort of ruin or something that makes sense for Rimefire. Do we come across any sort of issue? No. 1 hit point, which is always good. Unfortunately, that means that we do not actually come across any... That 5 means we don't come across anything, because we're in the frontier, so we need an A4 or less. We get this one here. Alright, so we're slowly making our way there, but we're making pretty good time. Let's do a 2d6. What's going on here? I believe this is all prairie. So I think at this point we head southwest. Right, to kind of do the perimeter and figure everything out. Let's do that. Do we run anything? 1, no. No. Perfect. I mean, as much as I would love for us to take some active interest in stuff, it's really nice to be able to move through a bunch of these hexes without having to spend a whole bunch of sort of constitution, a bunch of camping time, a bunch of just time in general. What we got going on here? Another plane. No problem. And where exactly is this river going? 4. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so it's going to bend to sort of the left here. Go. Oop, oop, oop. Yeah, that is one of the unfortunate things about HexHTML, is that it isn't... Its rivers are a little janky. So I think we're gonna head west again, right? We're just gonna keep rolling up that perimeter. 3. Up, and we're gonna have some sort of encounter. Alright, so we're gonna have some sort of encounter. Do we want it to be one of the ones from our handbook, or do we want a balanced one? Let's see. Is it a balanced one? Let's just ask. Nope. Alright. It's gonna be whatever it is. Alright, a 3. Alright, so a 3 for crossing the plains is 2d4 plus 2 axe beaks. That's not good. That's 10 axe beaks. That's a lot of axe beaks. I mean, to give us an idea, let's go ahead and pull this up. And we are technically 3rd level now. So, not an invincible encounter, but definitely not a good encounter. Because we definitely don't really have 4 strong player characters at 3rd level. But let's go ahead and do it. Alright, so we got 10 of these guys. Them up real quick. I think they have 10 or 11, right? 11. And there's 10 of them at 19 hit points again apiece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Could be better. Alright, who do we have with us? We did not ask if Ott was going with us. Well, Ott's contract is over. I have the feeling that Ott would stick with us at least until she found a new contract, which is maybe why we haven't had this conversation. So I'm going to roll for it, but I think this is pretty highly likely. Plus 5. 7. Nope. Alright, Ott is not with us. Ott wandered off. Alright. Ott did not join us. We know that. In the search for Fire's new lair. Alright. She was like, no, I'm gonna give that a miss because it doesn't seem like it's gonna pay very well. We're like, okay. Well. So that's sort of out of the picture. I'm gonna go ahead and remove her here. So I have Leah, Delg, and Omer, basically. Which is not great. So let's get some initiative for Leah. Alright, pretty good. 16. Delg. 17. Alright. And Omer. That's a 1. Alright, so it's basically Delg, Leah, Axbeaks, and Omer. We have basically this flock that kind of descends on us as we're traveling around, looking for some nice and easy prey to take hold of. First up is Delg. What's Delg got going? Delg doesn't have any new armor or any new weapons, so he is pretty much exactly where he was. Except he's got a few more hit points, so I think they're going to circle up pretty quickly. And he's going to flit a sling at one of them before they kind of close. Eight, 9, 10. Does a 10 hit? I don't think so. No. Alright, so he misses, then it's Leah's turn. I think she's going to open up with a very standard firebolt. Just on one of them. One of the lead ones. And miss terribly. And then they're going to come in, so I think I'm just going to kind of split them up. So we have 10, so it'll be 3, 3, and 3. And then we'll figure out where the extra one goes. Miss. What's that look like? AC of 11. So miss, hit, miss. D8 plus 2. He gets hit with 1 for 5 hit points. Down to 18. And against Leah. Ooh, 2 misses, but a hit for sure. For 7 points. Ooh, that's tough. It's a hard hit on Wizard. And then we have 3 on Omer. Miss, hit, and hit. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Plus 4. Oh, that's not good. That's definitely all of his hit points, so he goes down. Omer gets swarmed by some of them and goes down with a KO. We still have one more. High is going to go on Leah. Yep, that's low. And definitely hit. And Del takes 3 points of damage. Alright, not in a great spot so far. Quite a bad spot, actually. Since apparently we lost our one competent fighter. I don't know, they're getting outmatched, they're getting outmoved. Omer needs to make a save, so let's do that. Alright, so Omer, 1 success. Go ahead and do that. Omer has 1 success. Which means up to the top with Delg. Delg will take his action to stabilize, which will give Omer 1 hit point. Bring him back up. And look at Leah and be like, what do we do? You know, we're getting circled by almost a dozen of these things. It is Leah's turn. I'm going to change his hit points to 1 point. Yeah, so I think she's going to summon Igni. And I assume that they're sort of like wheeling around them, because we said that they kind of circled up, so I assume that the Axebeaks are sort of wheeling around them, as tends to happen with that formation. So I think that she is going to cast Grease. I'm going to make, I think there's probably a third of them that need to make that now, so, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and say 4 of them. Well, 3 of them succeed, for sure. But 1 falls prone. But if they continue to wheel through this, they're going to have some problems. Alright. That was unfortunately Leah's turn. The axe speaks. So the one that's up is going to attack Leah. Gonna miss. And then they're gonna move on. The two try to get up. One succeeds, one fails. The one's still in the muck and two move on. So 3 more are gonna attack Leah. They're gonna fail, they're gonna succeed. I'm pretty sure that's a success. What's her DC? Yeah, 13. Yeah. Alright, so 2 successes and then 1 failure. So there are 2 in the muck and then 2 are going to attack Leah. Both are gonna hit. Dang. 10. So 14 points of damage on Leah. Guys, it's not looking good because Leah is now unconscious. I guess technically we do have Rimefire with us, right? Because we were searching for Rimefire. We did not add Rimefire to the initiative. We should have done that. Let's roll initiative for him now. Got the Rimefire is technically with us. Alright, he's at the bottom of the pile. No problem. I'm just going to give him a very simple breath weapon, because I think that's what he would have done on his turn. Let's say he got like 4 of them. All of whom would have failed. I think Rimefire is 2d6. I think it would have done the damage one. 48. $15. How many hit points do these guys have? 19. Alright, so we would have hit 4 of them already. So 4 of them already are down to 5 hit points. I'm gonna kind of backtrack because I was being silly and I didn't think that, of course, we're going after Rimefire's thing. He would definitely be with us. Just put these down 2 for prone. So we did the attacks on Leah, so we've got 4 more, so it'll be who's on right now. So I assume Rimefire is flying around. So 2 on Delg, 2 on Homer seems fair. 2 on Delg. One of those for sure is going to hit. Points. And like I said, 2 on Omer, they basically just have to hit to knock him down. Which one of them will? So Omer goes unconscious again. Ooh! Oh no! It's Omer's turn. Omer, time to make a death save. Well, Omer, that's a fail. That's not helpful. Rimefire. Recharge on this breath weapon, so let's see if he recharges. 5 or 6. Nope. Alright, well I assume he's going to dive bomb one of the closest ones with this bite attack. Probably trying to get one off the board, so one of the ones that's up but injured. +6 to hit. 15, which will definitely hit. It's this guy right here. Can he even not take him out? No. Alright, so this guy dies. Alright, we're back to the top. Del, what are you gonna do? I think he's going to stabilize Leah, because that makes the most sense. And she's the most powerful 3 he can get to. Or the 2 that are down that he can get to. So I think he's going to stabilize her, which gives her back 1 hit point and she wakes up. Does Delg have anything else he's going to do on his turn? He does have the help action. He will give the help action to Leah. So she can get an attack off with Firebolt on one of the injured ones. And hit. And definitely kill that one. Alright, so let's get a save from the prone ones and see if they get back up. Yes and no. Alright, so one of these gets up and moves on. The others don't. I feel like the others are going to enter at this point. So... Save, save, save. One fails. Let's put them all together. That's sort of how we are. And 3 of them move through with no problem. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a bunch of targets. Can they get to Rimefire? That's a good question. That's the question. No. Alright. So, against Leah. Yeah, they're going to knock Leah back unconscious. I'm not even going to roll for it. But they're going to miss Dog. Are they going to hit Omer? In fact, did they even go after Omer? Because Omer's down. I didn't think about that. I'm going to split that, actually. So 1 for Leah. Yep. Or, sorry, technically these should both be for Omer. So they'll both hit Omer. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That knocked Omer out. Or not Omer, Delg. No, he's at literally 1 hit point. Okay. Things not looking good. Oh, I forgot to use Igni. Oh. I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt. Do I use Igni? Yes. Okay, good. Let's use Igni. Igni's going to blow his breath, which is going to hit probably 3 of them. We'll go with the least injured. Or the most injured first. Fail, save, save. I'm not sure it's going to matter, though. So how much damage does Igni do again? Quite a bit. 2d6. Five, 2. Alright, well, he got those first 2. You know that. So we got that one. This one's down to 17. Alright. Making it Rimefire's turn, right? Omer's unconscious, right? Let's make a save. Omer, that's not good. You're 2 down. Delg's gonna have to do something about that. Okay, Rimefire. Please save on your breath. Nope. Alright. He'll dive bomb the most hurt one, which is... Actually, he's gonna go against the 19 against the one that's... one of the ones that's prone, so he can get advantage. Yeah. Hit with that. Uh, 1d10 plus 4. Alright. 14. That's a nice hit. That's a nice hit. Unfortunately, we did so. I guess for one of these guys. This guy's barely hanging on. It's Rimefire. It's Delg at the top of the round. He has to spend his action. I think at this point he has to heal. He's going to have to heal Omer. 1d6 plus 6. Nice. Max healing. Nice. Omer is up to 12. Maybe he won't fall unconscious this round. That'd be nice. Alright. So he's up, which means his X's go away. Come on. Leah's up. Leah's gonna... Leah, what are you gonna do, girl? We're in a tough spot. You know, these things are wheeling around. We said they were wheeling around. I think it's just going to mold Earth. We are not in a reason to not do that. So I think it's basically like throwing up a wall in front of one of these creatures as they run around. And I mean, obviously we're going to target the one that seems like the most hurt as it kind of wheels around. I want it to make a dex save versus her. I mean, that'll save, but... So 10, half, 5. Your turn in the front takes 5. I mean, could have been better, but what are you going to do? You try. Alright, so we have 3 more that are moving into the prone area from the grease. One success, 2 failures. And we have 2 in the grease that are trying to get out, so let's get saves for them as well. And both of them are going to fail, so they're slopping around in the grease that's sort of in the sand. So I think that's going to be... Alright. We should ask, can any of them get to Rimefire now? Yes. Alright. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 4. So everybody's going to get 1, and then a couple are going to get 2. Who do we have that are going to get the 2? And 1. Alright, so 2 against Delg, 2 against Omer. Alright, so 2 against Delg. Let's start off with that. Alright, both of those are going to be miss. Awesome. That's what we want. Against Leah. Ooh, hit. For 7 points of damage, which knocks her unconscious. Again. And then 1 against Omer, and then 2 against Rimefire, right? Or was it 2 against Omer? I can't remember. I'm gonna say 1 against Omer. It'll definitely hit. But he's gonna survive, I think. With 5 hit points. And then 2 against Rimefire, 1 of which will hit. Rimefire has how many hit points? 45. Oh, sorry. What did I say? 8? So 37? I think that's right. And that's the axe speak. So Omer's up. Omer, what are you gonna do? I think it's going to help Rimefire. So Rimefire will get advantage on one of his attacks, assuming he does not recharge his breath weapon, which we're doing right now. He does not, so he's going to go after one of the whatever seems the most hurt. I think that 15 will definitely hit, and he does a D10 plus 4. So 8. So Rimefire is going to swoop down and take care of that one that's prone that's been hurt. Nice. And swing back up into the sky. Back at the top with Delg. I think Delg has to use his action now to heal Leah. 26 plus 6. 9. Alright. And then, yeah, you know, that's all the healing he can do as a healer right now until they rest. Well, he can heal Rimefire, I guess. But other than stabilizing, he's totally out of healing for the other two. Which is not a great position to be in. A very difficult fight. Would have been much easier if we had Ott with us, but we do not. So, know what we can do. Alright, it is Leah's turn. We're gonna next beat with 12. I think she is just gonna unload. I think she's gonna use the second level slot. And she's gonna unload with Magic Missile on one of them. It should give her 4 missiles plus 4. Which is just enough to kill it. So she kills that one axe beak. Alright, we have one axe beak that is coming into the muck. Did they save? Oop, that's 12. No! Nice. The other? Any of the other 3? Yep, the rest of them do save out of it though. Yeah, I think, one for... Who's conscious? Is everybody conscious? Yeah, everybody's conscious. Can they get to Rimefire? Yep, absolutely. Alright, so one on everybody. We'll just go down the line. That's miss on Delg, on Leah. Yep, that's a hit. Oh, I lose Leah with 1 hit point. On Omer. That'll be a hit. Doesn't really have a lot going on. And he's unconscious again. And on Rimefire. That may not hit Rimefire. It does not. Alright. Well, that's where we are. Omer's unconscious. Omer needs to make another death saving throw. That's a fail, Omer. Alright, Rimefire. Recharge, please. No! Alright, he's gonna go after the one that looks the most hurt. I'll certainly hit. 1d10 plus 4, 14. I guess he would have gone against the one that was prone, just in case he crits. Yep. Right. But he does go against the one that's prone, and he only has 4 hit points left. Top of the order, Delg. Delg, what are you gonna do, buddy? Oh, technically he shouldn't have an extra hit point because it's 1d7 now because we went up in level. That's alright. I don't think it would have made any difference either way. So not a big deal. Man. do we help Leah at this point, or do we go after one? I think we go after the one that's prone. We just try to stab it with our spear, I guess. At this point? Nope, that's 12. No. Alright, gonna miss. Leah's turn. Well, I guess firebolt that one. That'll hit, for sure. I don't think we can't not kill it. Nope, we certainly can't. So, max damage against that guy. X-Beak's turn. We have, who's not gonna get attacked this turn? One, which I believe is Delg. Right? Yeah, no. So against Leah. Hit. Yeah, that's a hit. Alright, Leah goes unconscious. Against Omer, who, well, I guess it would have been against Delg, because Omer's unconscious. Oh no, he's unconscious too. Against Rimefire. Rimefire is fine, honestly. Yeah. I mean, the 16 doesn't even hit Rimefire. Rimefire is fine. He is a higher level creature than we are. But everybody else is a bit unconscious at this point. It's not great to be in. Okay, Omer. Give me a save. Big money, no whammies. Alright, save. Good. Rimefire, please recharge. Nope. Alright, he's just gonna dive bomb one of them. Doesn't really matter at this point. I'm pretty sure that will miss, though, surprisingly. Plus 6, 11. Well, no, the AC is 11. So he is gonna hit. Oh, for 14 points of damage. Nice. Another max damage from Rimefire. It's 14, so 05. Alright, back up at the top. That's Delg, who is unconscious. Death saving throw. Alright. Up with the 1. I'll take it. Okay. Alright, natural 20. Good time for it. I mean, I would have rather had it earlier and killed some more X-Beaks, but, you know, we are where we are. Alright, so Delg's up. Leah. Now I'm pretty sure saves come at the end of your turn, so you can, in 5e, so you cannot do anything on your turn, even if you roll a natural 20, you're just up. So, Leah. Come on, girl. No, that's not what we're looking for. That's a failure. X-Beaks are going to go after those who are up, which is Delg and Rimefire. That last one going to go against Delg or Rimefire? Rimefire. Alright. So against Delg. Come on, low. Doesn't get any lower than natural 1. Missed him. And 2 on Rimefire. Both which will miss. Nice. Perfect round. Exactly what we want from the bad guys. Missing everybody. Alright, Omer. Come on, buddy. Oh, another failure. Okay, not great. Not great. 1 away from permadeath. Alright, Rimefire. I really need you to recharge your breath weapon. Thank you. How many of these guys can you get in a breath weapon? Let's just roll a 1d3. 1, 2, 3. 2. Alright, you can get 2 of them in there. I say go for straight damage at this point. Just go for the straight damage. No reason not to. Alright, 48 cold damage. Alright, that's enough to kill both of them outright. If they don't save. That's failure. It's good. What about the other one? I think that actually saves. Oh, right on the money. Come on. Alright, gonna take half of that though. So one of them dies and the other one takes 10 points of damage. Alright. Ah, so close. Dang. Alright, but Delg's still up. Delg has to heal Omer. He has to stabilize Omer again. Has to. So that's what he's going to do. Omer's going to come back with 1 hit point. He has to do that on his turn. Oh, but he has a bonus action. He's going to use that bonus action to help Leah. And Leah's going to try to, with advantage, absolutely firebolt that one with 9 hit points. See if we can get that guy off the board. 13. 13 will hit. Oh, but only 2 points of damage. It's not enough. Dang. Axe Beaks. Alright, they need to make, both of these guys need to make saves against the grease. Both of them will fail. But before I do that, we need to actually make a morale check. I haven't been making a morale check. Because there are now fewer than there are people. They need to roll their charisma or higher. Or, sorry, their charisma or lower. Sorry, it's roll under. The charisma or lower. Which I don't think either of them did. They did not. So these guys are going to take off. So a couple of hits. We'll let Leah and Omer take a strike at, or Leah and Rimefire take a strike at one of them that's leaving. Both who will miss. But the Axe Beats, after being decimated, you know, they went from how many? 10 to 11 of them down to 2, and they've taken off now. Alright. But not without doing a lot of severe damage to our group. I'm really glad we got through that. We were on the ropes for most of that fight. I wasn't expecting to go into a combat without Odd. I didn't think about that beforehand. I should have, and I didn't. Or else I probably would have played more carefully. Obviously, at this point, we're going to stop for a rest. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to stop for the night. I know we have some extra exploration points, right? Yeah, I mean, we could go for another square, but, well, technically we could take a short rest. So let's take a short rest first. And spend some hit dice. And I'll just go through these guys. We're not going to worry about Rimefire. He's going to be fine. Dang. So he's only up to 11 hit points, but he's spent all his hit dice. That's not great for Omer. What about for Delg? So we get 14 back. 15. And we're going to go ahead and spend the last hit die. 5. He's up to 20. But again, he has also spent all his hit dice. And remember, we only get half our hit dice back on his long rest. So this is one of those things that I think what really tells the difference between DMs feel like just one, just like axe beak encounter has absolutely wrecked my party. And now I can rest, but I'm only going to get half my hit dice back. And every time that I move, make a movement, or try to do something within the world, there's a possibility that there's another random encounter that kind of shows up. So, including when I rest. So, it kind of shows the difference about many smaller encounters versus like big set piece encounters. Which I think is a key thing to understand if you want to be a very successful dungeon master, is to really focus on making a lot of smaller encounters. There are a lot of hit and runs. Bad guys run away when they feel like they're getting overmatched, because that makes the hero spend hit dice, makes them have to rest, and when they rest, there's more opportunities for more attacks. And they only get, especially if they take that long rest, they only get half their hit dice back per level. So if they're spending those, then right, it's a battle of attrition rather than one hit. You're gonna do harm to players and player characters in the party, death by 1,000 cuts, rather than one big hit, right? In a one-on-one combat, nothing's gonna beat players if you balance everything out the way it's supposed to be done. It's just not going to happen. So it's death by 1,000 cuts. A little here, a little there, a little here, a little there. A trap here, a hazard there, an obstacle. Some sort of thing they fall in here. Some way that they injure themselves. Some sort of failed con save about some sort of hazardous environment. Then some goblins show up and take a chunk of hit points away. And then the players have to be like, oh, do I heal this and save the hit dice? Or do I maybe not? And right, those are the things that sort of, at least in my mind, lead to a more sort of engaged campaign. Which is exactly where we are right now, where I'm trying to figure out, like, do we take a rest or not? Obviously, we're going to spend some hit points here for Leah. So she has D6 hit points because she is the worst as a wizard. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Gotta spend them all. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Alright, she's back up to 19. I mean, assuming he's stabilized her, she'd be up to 20. Which I should add for Omer as well. He should have one more hit point. But otherwise, we are in a pretty sad situation. Because we are out of hit dice. We have some movement left, but if we get into another fight, we are probably toast at this point. Leah has some spells, but again, she's not a super combat-oriented PC in general. And I feel like there's no reason, because there's a likelihood that when we rest, we will also get into an encounter. So I think we should do that now. I think it's one of these spots where we should be safe rather than sorry. So let's go ahead and we're going to rest here. I think for the evening. You know what? I didn't roll. I don't think I rolled to see if we came across a point of interest. I don't think we did. Yeah. Actually, we did. Some point of interest. What's a 13? Point of interest. A ruin of some type. Nice. What type of ruin? A ruin of some sort of natural resource. Interesting. Has this place been picked clean? It's haunted. That's not great. Oh, but it's pristine. Okay. Look at this real quick. What do we think this means? So it's in the plain somewhere. We have an... So we have an unworked haunted natural resource. And I can spell. There we go. Alright, sorry, it's the ruins of an unworked haunted natural resource. So that makes me think like people were trying to set up a camp here, but then they failed to do so. Let's look at our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure. Well, 6, and then D4. 5 and 1. So some sort of common metal or stone is forward here. Feels like stone, probably limestone or chalk. Probably chalk. It's probably a chalk quarry, given it's in the prairie. So, ruins of an unworked chalk quarry. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put this in secret notes. I think there's something we can use to indicate ruins, right? I think this is what I usually use for ruins. I think I usually use this ratty pirate's flag. So yeah, that's what we have. So I've come across this, but I think we're gonna... And this is, I think, a contender for where maybe we leave off Rimefire. But I think we want to rest first. Let's, do we take the Naida, right? First off, do we want to do anything... I don't think we want to do any sort of morale things. I think we're just going to keep it straight. So does anything happen during the night? No. Whew, thank goodness. Alright, so we survive overnight. Everybody gets a hit die back. Just one, right? It's half rounded down. It's just the one. Which is not great. The only upside is that we get all our hit points back as well. But we are definitely not in the greatest position to be delving into a dungeon. Ooh. We could rest in camp for sure. And sorry, she got some spell slots back. We also need to do our overnight checks for things. So, animal feed and then rations. Rations go down to a D6. That's not great. And we also need to check Delg's healer kit. He definitely used a bunch of healing. Alright, his healer kit is alright for right now. Omer, I don't think he has anything. No. So we could check out the quarry, but there's probably a bunch of monsters in there. Maybe it's smarter if we try to maybe scout it out a little bit. I think maybe that's the best course of option, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and take a short break real quick, and then take a little bio break, and then we'll come back and maybe do some scouting, and we'll spend the day scouting, and that'll hopefully get us a hit die back without too much trouble, and get an idea of what we're dealing with, and maybe whether we want to approach and maybe try to take this quarry for Rimefire or not. But yeah, I think let's spend the day sort of scouting the surroundings, get a hit die back for everybody, hopefully, and we can go from there. So I will see you guys in just a minute, alright? Bye. Alright, we're back. So I think at this point, let's go ahead and... We took a successful rest, so let's go ahead and update our quest log a little bit. Or at least what we've been doing so far. This session. So we know so we're seeking for Rimefire. I mean, we kind of talked about that already. Potentially let's say chalk pit instead of quarry, since it's unworked, at least at this point. And so we kind of get the idea that like people have started to work it, but we're scared off. But we do know that it's haunted. Well, at least we know it. I don't think our characters know it, but we know it. So let's say a chalk pit. We're gonna put down here in parentheses, haunted. There we go. Is there anything else that we really need to talk about? Not really, I don't think. I think we can just kind of get into it. Like I said, this is kind of the end of the episode. Not too much kind of going on here. My plan is to continue streaming, but we're going to like break the stream and then start another stream, basically. Because I think at this point what I want to do is that I've been working on one of our maps. If you've seen one of our other map streams, we've been working on sort of making region maps of our continents for the world that we've been doing for our top-down world building over on the blog. If you haven't seen it, it's redbracketthing.com. Go check it out. We've been doing this long process, sort of top-down world building process post that we've been doing over there. And so now we're doing sort of the region posts, which are hexes that are about 65 nautical miles. Yeah, we're using nautical miles, so a little bit different. Nautical miles across, and breaking down each of our 3 continents into that size. So we're working on the second continent right now. I've already done the first continent, which was the smallest. Now we're working on the middle continent, and almost done with that. And then we'll do the big bad one. Which will take us some time. But, yeah, that's what I think we're going to do after this. I'll probably work on it a little bit, so if you want to hang around, do some chit-chat, all that good stuff, it'll be fun. Definitely open to that. But let's go ahead and finish off our solo session real quick. So, yeah, we have taken our full rest. We've got a little bit of a little bit of backlog, right? Everybody's got at least 1 hit die. But we still don't have a lot in case we get hurt. And we're losing some rations at this point. So I think we're going to take this action to sort of scout out the day. So I think we're going to take some actions. So let's take an action to scout. And that's definitely going to take... Good, because we ended up not having a lot as far as only 7 when it comes to the Constitution. Ugh, not great. So we only have a threshold of 7, but we've only set 1 so far. Oh, that's 7. 1. There we go. 1 of 7. Not too bad. But we're not going to have a lot to do today. It's going to take a lot out of us. So I guess the big question, and I think we'll do like one of these for each question, then we're going to try to answer. So, do we get a look at any of the creatures and or things that are haunting this place? Yes. Alright. So let's determine at least a type. So we are in sort of the marches, so anything goes here. Equal causality for anything. 4. So some sort of natural creature. Did we see what that creature was? Yeah. Alright, cool. Let's see what that creature was. or creature type at least. 8 on natural creatures. Oh no, there's some sort of dragon that's already in there. Interesting. Alright, so we've got this this area that's already occupied by some sort of dragon. So we'll go with currently occupied by a dragon. Perfect. Can we discern what color? Yes. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and go to our D&D Golden Club. Go up to level 4. And let's say, oh, we don't want these. We want Dargans. Alright, well, a young breast dragon is deadly. So probably some sort of wormling, right? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so let's just roll a 1d20. So we got eyes on something that's in here. What kind of thing is it? What kind of dragon-esque thing is it? 11. Oh, so a green fairy dragon. Interesting. So there's a green fairy dragon that's hanging out here. Fairy starts with a F, not a D, but otherwise we're good. Did we get an eye on any of the minions? No. Alright. Do we want to spend another? Yeah, let's spend another to take another look. Alright, so 1. Alright, we're doing pretty well. So basically, I think we'll just go through yeses until we get a no. At that point, we need to spend some more on our scouting. Alright. Did we see any other types of guards? Yes. Okay. Particular type. 3, some sort of natural type. 8. Some other sort of dragon, but lesser in some way, so definitely not a CR2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 types of lesser CR dragons, so let's go with that. 2. So, brass dragon wormling. Okay. So, supported by Brass Dragon Wormling, in parentheses S, maybe more than one. One that we know of, at least. Ooh, alright, so my idea is, in general, when I'm running, at least D&D, is that I don't really pay that much. This is going to be, you know, anathema for a lot of people, for a lot of D&D players, especially established players. I don't really make a lot of discernment between metallic and chromatic dragons. I think dragons are dragons. If you want them to be evil, have them be evil. If you don't want them to be evil, don't have them be evil. I don't think that should be tied to a color. That seems weird to me. It seems weird that you can identify whether a person or creature is good by hundreds of yards away by the basis of the color. That seems weird to me. It seems like not a real thing. So I know there are a lot of people that don't feel that way. They really want to go by that hierarchy. But just because I pulled up a brass dragon wormling doesn't mean that it's good. Doesn't mean that Rimefire is good because he's a silver dragon wormling. He is who he is. Rimefire is Rimefire. I don't make any distinction. That's cool. Whether you do or do not, that's just, I'm letting you know so nobody's confused, like when I have the brass dragon wormling try to eat babies or whatever. People are like, wait, they're not supposed to do that. They're metallic dragons. The truth is I don't care. Alright, did we see any other sort of supporting creatures? Yes. Okay. What type? Alright, some sort of weird abstract thing. Interesting. Some sort of aberration. Oh no. Ooh, some sort of fiend. And some sort of lower fiend. Oh! That's not what I was trying to do. Oh no! Oh no! I'm screwed up. And then we just take Dragon out. And if we start with our CR at the bottom. He was a CR too, so maybe like an 11. Let's just go with 1d10. Yeah, 1d12. Why not? Just in case we roll 12. 9. Okay. 10, 9, and Varguil. Ooh. I do love a good Varguil. Or Varguil, however you always say it. Where were we? So a Varguil, in case you aren't aware of what that creature is, let me just pull it up real quick. Yeah, that's a better picture of it. There are I think in Eastern mythology, maybe the Philippines? I don't know where exactly that specifically that origin comes from. I want to say it's the Philippines, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. But I used them in a one-on-one campaign that I was writing for a newer character or a newer player to the game. And if you're playing with newer players that aren't familiar with all the monsters this is one of those monsters you can pull out, like one of those old school type of monsters you can pull out that people are like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, it's like a human head with like bats' heads, and you find a whole bunch of headless corpses that lead up to them, and you're like, oh, this is a super weird thing that's going on. If they bite you, they might rip off, like, spread the disease to you, and then your head pops off while you're asleep. A very old school D&D-ish, but it was a super fun sort of adventure thread to run with a player who was new to the game, be like, oh, there are these weird, bizarre things in this cave, and you need to figure out how to deal with them because they keep infecting people. So yeah, one of my favorite creatures, just because they're such a weird, old school creature, is basically you get bit by them, and if you're not paying attention, then you go to sleep, and then your head just sort of detaches from your body, and you die. It turns into one of these creatures. So, lots of fun. So that's a fun one too. So yeah, I think like one main bad guy with two like supporting bad guys, it seems really fun. They're all going to be flying, so I think we'll do sort of like an airy kind of thing. I don't want to do too much underground stuff because I feel like if we do underground stuff, all that sort of like having a bunch of 3 different types of creatures that can fly would be wasted on that. So we either need to make some gigantic underground chambers, or we need to do, basically it's a pit, and then being within the pit is the, sort of the big thing. But yeah, alright, so we got some stuff done. I think at this point we sleep again. Again, we haven't gone back to town, I was just looking at the treasure. We still have some treasure here that we haven't sold off, and we haven't been able to sell off. So we can always convert some, especially that dried fruit, to rations if we need to, but I think let's go ahead and rest again. I don't think we didn't update for rest. So we're actually going to be on Spring Crone 14, which is 22nd. Should be this guy right here. Do we make it overnight? Okay, that's sort of the big question. Yeah, alright, so we're fine. Alright, so everybody's gonna get another hit die back, which we desperately need before we go into a place like this. Also, we do not really have the right, you know, makeup crew-wise to do this. Unfortunately, this is one of those situations because we have 2 expert helpers with us where we'd actually be in a better position if Leo was a melee character. It can take better advantage of those bonus action helps. But because most spells aren't attack spells, they're save spells, you don't get the advantage on them through a help action. Which is why she's kind of been defaulting to cantrips, so she can use that help action to get the advantage. That's where we are right now, and that's okay. Figure it out. I'm gonna go ahead and save these guys. Yeah, I'm gonna close all the documents. Here we go. Up. Place to affect the city. So, yeah, those are sort of our session goals. So, we're going to attempt to... I'm not going to make any changes to those. So we did that. Then just leave some to-dos here. I need to find a map. I'm just going to go ahead and make this guy a little problem. Find a map. Now we go ahead and find a dungeon map. Be specific. An old English teacher once told me about being specific in whatever you write out for somebody else is that if you make me have to guess, I'll guess wrong every time. And so the idea is that if you're not sure, be sure. Make sure that the people who are reading it are going to be sure. Weirdly, that's a rule in general that will take you far in life. Apparently, if you have to do any communicating with, you know, other people other than talking to them directly, face to face. It helps a lot, surprisingly. One of those weird things that I learned that surprised me how useful it was in my day-to-day life. Especially considering how much communication we do sort of through text or email or whatever now. Instead of like talking or direct face-to-face. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave it right now. I'm not done streaming. I think I'm gonna quit the stream, kind of move some things around, and then I'll jump back in and we'll continue with our mapping as I've been working on, and you guys can take a look at that, and then we'll just do some easy Q&As, whatever. Hang out, make it chill, whatever. But that's gonna be it for me right now, and I will see you guys soon. Alright? Had a lot of fun. Hope to see you next time. Obviously, if you want to check out more stuff, follow here on Twitch, subscribe on the YouTube channel, check out the blog at redragathene.com, follow on Twitter, check out stuff that we have on DriveThruRPG. Everything is under Red Ragathene. Super easy to find. So just do that, and I will see you guys later. Alright? Bye.